Hi Praveen, this is Bev, ex-IELTS examiner, and I'll be doing the feedback on your tasks. Okay, so your first task was about schooling. First of all, the first thing to notice here is that you need to state your view or your stance right at the outset. So you need to say, they're asking, you have to answer the question. They're asking, are there any alternatives in the education system? And is traditional education doing more harm than good? So you need to state what you believe, okay? And then you can go on to support it, which you are doing in this first paragraph. Okay. It is said that education has a role to play in improving the analytical abilities of the child. Okay, full stop. This in turn can contribute to, this in turn helps to bring a positive influence on, this often contributes to a positive influence in society. Okay, the classical academic system, okay, I wouldn't use the word classical, I would say the current or conventional. Okay, classical refers to something a very specific style of something, usually to do with art and music. Okay, the classical academic system or conventional academic system or current academic system has sometimes been criticized. Okay, and sometimes needs to be one word. Okay, for being short-sighted. Short-sighted needs a hyphenated word. It's one concept. Okay. In delivering its original intended goals. Okay, can you expand a bit more on what those intended goals are? Okay, there seems to be several reasons for this phenomenon, but there are also certain measures that could be taken to address this. Okay, first and foremost, contemporary academia, is often criticized for being influenced by the demands of the industry. Now, when you talk about the industry, what are you referring to? Do you mean the workplace in general? Okay, you need to talk because the reader really is not sure what you're talking about there. Okay, so you might want to say the workplace. Okay, this is because the design of the school syllabus. This is because the design of the school syllabus most often focuses on subjects like maths and computer studies, okay, all lowercase. Okay, the only subjects that need to be in capitals are language subjects. Okay, whereas subjects like subjects related to the arts, okay, are seldom considered. The arts refers to anything from drawing to performing arts to singing, music, whatever. It all falls under arts, okay. An example of this can be seen, okay, from recent changes to the UK primary school curriculum. Full stop. You don't need changes in changes, okay. Full stop. A model has been introduced in which students or children, kids is slang, on average are being taught 10 hours, 10 and written out in full, of maths, the word and in full, and computers, and only 2 hours on arts related subjects, and again arts is in lowercase. Furthermore, due to the homework given, homework is one word, in these high priority subjects, children are left with very little time, I take it that's just a typo, to concentrate on subjects related to the arts. Okay? Therefore, it is undoubtedly true that education is not serving the very purpose of nurturing the creativity and hidden talents of children. Take out the. Okay? Let's go to the final two paragraphs. However, there are several solutions that could be adopted to overcome these issues. Okay, first of all, the focus of the education system could be I wouldn't say altered, I would say more like tailored to or customized or adjusted in such a way as to make provision to recognize the natural abilities of each student. Full stop. Okay. It is said that every child is born with unique talent. Okay. Therefore, it is just, I wouldn't say just, I would say it is fair and reasonable to encourage the areas in which they can excel. Okay. In addition to this, parents also have, it's plural, have a key role to play in identifying their children's abilities. Okay, and because kids is slang. In conclusion, it is argued, or it can be argued, that the age-old education system, or you could say the education system that has prevailed for hundreds of years, seems to be failing today's children in that it is not building up their natural competencies. Full stop. Okay. But as mentioned above, several measures can be adopted in order to address these issues. Okay, so overall, Praveen, you've answered the question. However, you do need to take a clear stance on what your opinion is. Also, your paragraphing could be a little bit more structured, especially this is a very long paragraph here. You need to separate the ideas. Maybe you could take a new paragraph there. And also, your final paragraph needs a little bit more of a comment from you, which again, it would be connected to what you would have made right at the beginning in terms of your opinion. Okay, but overall, you would probably get maybe 5.5 or 6 to this, okay? But that could be improved significantly. But you would have lost some points in your task response because you haven't put in your opinion. Okay, right. Let's move on to your general task 1, the formal complaint after visiting a restaurant. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay. Your tone overall is correct, but there's 1 or 2 words here which I wouldn't use, like demand. Okay. Because you want to be polite, okay? You're firm, but demand is a little bit perhaps aggressive, okay? All right, and I would also, there's certain words like the word horrible is more something associated kind of like a nightmare. You might want to use a more diplomatic word like unpleasant or disappointing, okay? All right, so you write, dear sir, madam, good, I'm writing to you to bring to your notice our horrible or unpleasant experience at your hotel during our recent visit and the frustration that resulted. Let me elaborate. Okay, I wouldn't use hotel, I would refer to restaurant because the question is specifically about a restaurant, although many restaurants are located in hotels. Okay, we don't say on last weekend, we just say last weekend, and weekend is 1 word. I don't know, that's just the typing. Okay, not I have, but my family and I visited. Okay, we only use an auxiliary have visited if you're talking something is still in progress and you're using present perfect. Okay, so it's past simple. So last weekend my family and I visited your restaurant to celebrate my wife's birthday, apostrophe S. Okay, now this sentence we need to restructure quite a bit. Okay, so what I would suggest that you do is to be a little bit more succinct. You can say, although we had made reservations, okay, when we arrived, to our surprise and dismay, perhaps, it took almost 30 minutes to allocate a table for us, or it took almost 30 minutes to seat us. We talk about seating people in a restaurant, okay? And 30 needs to be in words, okay? Furthermore, as soon as, again, not we have settled, but as soon as we had settled ourselves at our tables, okay, we were disturbed by the sound of loud music in the adjacent dining halls. I presume that they're right next to them, okay? Full stop. Again, not we have requested, but we requested one of the waiters, okay, to turn down the volume, full stop, okay? Our request was not acceded to, A-C-C-E-D-E-D, was not acceded to, in other words, they ignored you, okay, without any proper reasons given, okay. In spite of the fact that I made my I made this request repeatedly, okay, full stop. This annoyed us immensely. Okay. Finally, the biggest problem was when the food arrived. Okay. First of all, we waited a very long time for the food to arrive. From the time that we ordered until it was served, it took about approximately, and you need to say how long, how many minutes. Also, we noticed that the chicken tikka, notice your spelling, which we ordered was not fresh, and it had a terribly foul smell. Okay. Also, we noticed two cockroaches in the biryani. Okay. Due to this unpleasant experience, we walked out of the hotel immediately. Okay. And you might want to add, as we were thoroughly disgusted. All right. For all of the reasons cited above, I kindly request that you demand that you refund the money which we spent at your restaurant. Okay. Your immediate action is requested. Okay, and then full stop. All right. Okay, Praveen, you've answered the question. Okay. As I said before, your tone overall is polite, but is slightly aggressive in parts. So I would just change one or two words, as I mentioned earlier. You've put down what you need to happen. Okay. Some of the things that we would lose a lot of points here is your grammar with your subject plural agreements. Okay. So be careful about that, and also with your tense. Okay. Most of this happens in the past simple. So stick to the past simple. I would go and do some grammar revision, do some on the difference between how to use present perfect and when to use past simple. Okay, this is a common weakness with a lot of students, and it's good to be 100% clear on this, because often when we are narrating an event, those are the two tenses that get confused. I'd also going to have a look, refer to your sentence guide, so that you could make some of your sentences a little bit more succinct and clearer, without taking many words to describe something. Like, we reserved our seats by calling the reception. You can say, we had made a reservation. Obviously, you call the reception. Okay, so well done, Praveen. Good job. Thank you.